Hello, happiness abounders, and welcome back. Today, I am excited to continue our discussion all about spiritual self-care. And I want to continue that discussion by talking about following what speaks to your soul. Way too often, we get caught up in the woulda, shoulda, couldas. We get caught up in the I need to make a lot of money, or I need to have this position at work, or I need to have the house, I need to have the degree, I need to have the spouse, I need to have the kids, right? There's a lot of decisions that we make based off of what I call the societal checklist, right? This subconscious checklist we have in our head that is what is acceptable to society. And when we follow that checklist, a lot of our decisions and choices are directed that way, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right fit. So I want to talk today about following what speaks to your soul so that you can make those next level decisions and not follow just the checklist. So what does that even look like? First and foremost, I think it looks like identifying who you want to be, regardless of the societal norms. And what I mean by that is if you want to be a mom, be a mom. Do it because it's what speaks to you, not because it's what someone's told you is the next step in your life. If you want to buy a house, same thing. Buy a house if it's what feels right in your soul and it's the right time, not because you feel like it's the next thing because you've just gotten your college degree. Same thing with college, right? Do these things because they're what's important, what speaks to your soul, versus they're just what everyone expects you to do and what you've grown up expecting yourself to do. So as I discuss this, I think it's important to note that it's really hard to go away from that if you don't really know who you want to be and where you want to be in your life. So I recommend that as the first step to following your soul and following what speaks to your soul is identifying what really resonates with you. What do you really want to be? And does that look like you want to be brave? Does that look like you want to be intuitive? You want to be vibrant? You want to be helpful? You want to be kind? Who is it that you want to be? And then make your decisions in alignment with that versus the societal checklist. And then when you know this is the direction I want to go, this is who I want to be, then weigh those decisions and those choices based on how it feels in your body. How does it feel when I say, I'm going to do this? Does it feel good? Does it feel light? Or does it feel heavy in the gut of your stomach? Is it accompanied? We're going to do like a triple here. One is your body. Does it feel light or does it feel heavy? If it feels heavy, it might be out of alignment with who you want to be. If it feels, or is it accompanied by what tone of voice in your head? What voice is speaking in your ears? And I mean, it's your voice, but is it sarcastic and aggressive and rough, or is it kind and gentle and peaceful? If it's sarcastic, aggressive, and rough, that's the audio version of heavy in your belly, right? So the audio version of the physical version, meaning it might not be the most aligned thing, right? And then the last way of identifying if a choice or a decision or a direction is in alignment with who you want to be is to say it out loud and just listen and feel the space around you. And I know that sounds hippy-dippy, but just try it. Like, I'm going to do this. You feel it heavy? Can you hear a voice in your head that's kind of like, no, you're not, and like sarcastic and aggressive and very punchy? And then if you don't have any of that stuff, do you just feel kind of the space around you? Does it feel like tension? Does it feel like anxiety? Does it feel like nervousness or anger? Or does it feel happy? Does it feel spacious versus tight, right? So those are the three ways that you can follow what speaks to your soul, and what speaks to your soul is who you want to be versus where you've been, or where you're at now. And following the checklist in air quotes, because I don't think there is a checklist for our lives, but following that direction versus the societal checklist of what you should be doing to be better accepted or what's expected of you. So that brings us back to, that's the 3 things you can do to see if you're in alignment with who you want to be, but how do you figure out who you want to be? And that is the perfect segue into, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, declarations. Identifying those key words, those 7 words that align with the direction you want to take your life. If you're a longtime listener of the show, you know that I am a big, big fan of declarations. And in fact, I have one that talks about being an intuitive mentor, talks about being vibrant and abundant and filled with light, talks about money, talks about being secure in my purpose, talks about all of these things that are who I want to be and what I want my life to look like. Then I make my business decisions, my work decisions, my feedback that I offer other people, whether in mentoring or in a corporate setting, all are aligned with those decisions, or all are aligned with who I want to be. And then, if it's something big, I say my declaration, then I say the decision that I'm making, and I see if it feels heavy. I see if it's accompanied by a tone of voice that is acceptable. And I feel the space around me and see if it's a good choice, if it's in alignment with my declaration that I've identified as who I want to be. So that's it for today. I hope that this connected with you. I know it feels a little woo-woo. I know it feels a little hippy-dippy, but it can really make such an impact and difference in the decisions we make so that we can follow what speaks to our soul and then use that as a form of ongoing spiritual self-care. So that said, one quick thing I do want to mention is I do have a declarations class coming up. I have one coming up on June 1st, and that is available in person if you live in Utah. I will also have an online version with a video recording of the class so that you can fully participate and watch the recording as often as you like. Class is accompanied with an 18 to 20 page resource guide diving into all of the details about declarations, and not only will we define and create a custom declaration for you and who you want to be, we'll also explore 2 other types of declarations that can be life-changing. So if you want to level up your life, you want to follow what speaks to your soul, and you really want to identify and define who you want to be and what your life is going to look like and start tracking towards that, I want to highly encourage you to check out my Declarations for Happiness class. You can go to happinessabound.com, click on courses, and then sign up. It's right there under Declarations for Happiness. Again, there's an in-person as well as an online version available, so be sure to check it out. Again, that's happinessabound.com. Click on courses, click on Declarations for Happiness to truly up-level your life and help you follow your soul and follow the things that speak to your soul so that you can be who you want to be and be that next level. So that said, have a wonderful day. Go check out the Declarations for Happiness class at happinessabound.com. Make sure to identify what it is that you want to do in your life, and when you make those decisions, check your gut, check your ears, and check the space around you to see if it's in alignment. And above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.